This is Neural Newscast.
The Essential Briefing for Tuesday, July 7th, 2026.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Peter Rowan.
And I'm Evelyn Hartwell.
French President Emmanuel Macron is in Damascus today for a high-stakes meeting with Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa, even as twin explosions wounded 18 people near his hotel.
The improvised explosive devices detonated near the Four Seasons Hotel, which serves as a secure base for UN staff and foreign diplomats in the Syrian capital.
One device was hidden in a rubbish bin, while another was placed in a parked car. Macron proceeded with his meeting at the presidential palace as planned.
This visit is the first by a major Western leader since the toppling of Bashar al-Assad, signaling France's intent to lead European re-engagement with Syria's new leadership.
Macron is accompanied by a large economic delegation, including shipping magnate Jacques Sade, as Syria seeks foreign investment to rebuild an economy where 90% of people live in poverty.
President Sharaba has worked to distance his administration from its origins as an insurgent group, and this meeting acts as a major validation of his governing authority.
While security in Damascus had been relatively stable since the change in power, these blasts represent a significant challenge to the government's image of regional control.
The Syrian Interior Ministry is currently investigating the source of the attacks, though no group has yet claimed responsibility for today's explosions or a similar cafe bombing last week.
Turning to Eastern Europe, Russia launched one of its most intense air assaults on Ukraine yesterday, killing at least 22 people and causing extensive damage in Kyiv.
The attack involved 351 drones and 68 missiles, with 15 deaths reported in the capital, where residential high-rises in the Podilsky and Darnitsia districts were hit.
Ukrainian Air Force officials confirmed that all 29 ballistic missiles fired in the barrage reached their targets, exposing a critical gap in the nation's air defense capabilities.
The surge in Russian ballistic missile usage has highlighted a severe deficit of Patriot interceptors, a shortage exacerbated by the ongoing strain on global munition supplies.
President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is expected to bring this urgent need to the NATO summit in Ankara this week, where he will press allies to release more defensive stockpiles.
In the Kyiv suburb of Vyshnive, approximately 600 residents were evacuated due to the threat of unexploded munitions as emergency workers continue to clear rubble from destroyed homes.
Russia's defense ministry claimed the strikes were retaliatory and targeted weapons factories, but local authorities maintain that the damage was overwhelmingly concentrated in civilian areas.
Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov noted that Russia is firing more ballistic missiles each month than are currently produced globally, creating a mathematical challenge for Ukraine's survival.
In the corporate world, Ford has rehired more than 300 veteran human engineers after automated quality systems failed to meet the company's standards.
The automaker previously deployed 900 AI-powered cameras and advanced software across its plants, but found that the tech lacked the deep experience of senior staff.
Vice President Charles Poon told reporters that the firm mistakenly believed design requirements alone would produce high-quality results without the nuanced input of veteran technicians.
This workforce refresh has already yielded results, as Ford recently claimed the top spot in the J.D. Power Initial Quality Study for the first time since 2010.
Ford CEO Jim Farley had previously cautioned that AI might displace many white-collar roles, but the company is now emphasizing human mentorship for younger engineers.
These veteran hires are tasked with training the next generation of workers and refining the automated tools that originally struggled to operate independently.
Next, an Israeli border police officer has been suspended after CCTV footage captured him throwing a stun grenade into a car during a raid in the West Bank.
The footage released by the rights group Beit Selam shows the officer tossing the device into the open door of a vehicle carrying young Palestinians before the grenade detonated.
Israeli police stated that the officer's actions were not in accordance with standard procedure, and the Justice Ministry's investigation department is now handling the case.
This incident occurred during a raid in the Kalandia refugee camp, where a 16-year-old boy was killed and several others were wounded by Israeli forces.
The escalation of violence in the West Bank has resulted in over 1,100 Palestinian civilian deaths since 2020, with human rights groups calling for greater accountability for military actions.
In other news, the suspect in the June 29th Monaco parcel bombing has been found dead with gunshot wounds to the head in Ukraine.
Anastasia Berezovska had been the focus of an international manhunt after a package explosion in Monaco injured real estate developer Volodymyr Zelenskyy and his family.
The Ukrainian Security Service has detained 2 men, including a current officer in the Ministry of Defense, on suspicion of Berezovska's premeditated murder.
Authorities discovered a basement room resembling a torture chamber during a search, suggesting the plot may involve broader criminal networks.
The victim of the original bombing, Yermolian, is a Cypriot citizen and former Forbes-ranked multi-millionaire who has been under Ukrainian sanctions since last year.
Here is what else we're watching. World leaders are arriving in Ankara for the NATO summit, where the global shortage of Patriot missiles will be a central topic of discussion.
In Syria, President Macron is expected to sign several memorandums of understanding today to facilitate French economic involvement in the nation's reconstruction efforts.
Additionally, investigators in Ukraine are reviewing bank and crypto records to trace the funding used in the Monaco attack as they look for further accomplices.
I'm Evelyn Hartwell.
And I'm Peter Rowan. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.